Mike Obenhouse was eating at IHOP with his friend Omar when they heard the explosion. They say it sounded like a bomb had gone off. And it really is an amazing story. First, I want to establish exactly where we are. The natural gas home explosion happened over there, and this was a miracle that this family actually survived this. I spoke with Ashley Wiggins, who lives in this home with her husband and 2 children. And in a moment, we're going to show you some exclusive video of inside the home and show you what it looks like inside the home and all of the destruction that was caused. But take a look outside of the home. There's wood all over the place, nails all over the place. You can see there's a piece of wood up in that tree over there. And the Brooks County Sheriff's Department says this is the most immigrant remains ever found in one day in Brooks County. This is the area that we're talking about. The La Quinta Ship Channel is located on the north side of Corpus Christi Bay. I'm holding a packet of some 23 mugshots. That's how many people have been arrested so far in this game room crackdown, and more arrests are still to come. Officer Greg Barron says he's seen combat injuries that were not this bad. There was blood everywhere, and the tissue damage was incredible. That's right, Nola Morales ran across the freeway, dodging traffic in cowboy boots, no less. It's truly amazing that she was not hit by a car. Here's how profitable the game rooms have been so far for the city of Falfurrias. There are some 13 game rooms there with numerous machines inside. The city collects a fee of $1,000 per machine each year. At
the top tonight, the latest on that Border Patrol agent in Kingsville who was fatally shot last night while on a fishing trip in the Rio Grande Valley.
Well, officers say they have now found the 2 men responsible for that shooting. Our Mike Dasilva just back from Raymondville in the Rio Grande Valley and is first at 6 with the update. Mike?
Javier Vega Jr. was off duty when this happened. Vega lived in Ricardo and was a Border Patrol agent stationed in Kingsville.
And today our cameras got a unique look at the cleanup process and some of the hardest hit areas of that spill. And our Mike Dasilva is live tonight from Port O'Connor with what he saw. Mike?
That's right, Joan Katia. We spent all day on the island, and let me tell you, getting there is not easy. In fact, that's part of the logistical challenge of this cleanup effort. From here, this staging area, we took a boat ride for about 45 minutes, and then from there, we had to take a utility vehicle about some 20 miles on the beach, which took us another hour and a half. On our way, we did see oil, and then we arrived at the areas where cleanup is taking place. There's about a 4-mile stretch on South Matagorda Island where the heaviest concentration of oil is. That's where cleanup efforts are focused.
It's a heinous crime. A dad behind bars tonight charged with the death of his 11-week-old daughter. 20-year-old Michael Garcia is charged with injury to a child and being held at the Aransas County Detention Center, a $200,000 bond. 2 nights ago on Wednesday, Fulton 911 received a call that a 2.5-month-old little girl was not breathing. She was taken to Driscoll Children's Hospital where she died yesterday from her injuries. Our Mike Dasilva was in Fulton today, and he got a chance to speak. You got a chance to speak with the little girl's mom, who actually told you the dad confessed to her he could not stop hitting the baby.
That's right. She did say that. I spoke with her today at the RV park where she lives with Michael Garcia and their kids, and where this crime allegedly happened. 20-year-old Ashley Roethlisberger says she was at work when this happened, and she never would have left her children alone with their father, Michael Garcia, if she thought he was capable of doing something like this.
She couldn't defend herself. She couldn't. And that's what hurts me. I'd rather him have done something to me than her.
Ashley showing us this photo of Layla and her older brother Joshua. It was taken just a week ago. This other photo of Layla taken when she was born just a couple of months ago in June. Ashley wears the photos around her neck. Ashley says Michael Garcia confessed to her over the phone what he allegedly did.
He said I was frustrated, I was mad, and she would not stop crying, so I just hit her. And I said, well, where did you hit her? Because at first he said he spanked her. And I said, well, where did you spank her at? And he goes, I don't know. I just kept hitting her and hitting her and hitting her until she stopped crying.
Ashley says Michael had put his hands on her before, but that she never thought he would put his hands on their kids. Coming up at 6 o'clock, a shocking revelation to the story that makes it even more sad. Katya?
It's just absolutely horrible.
Horrible, and she was just so sad, obviously, tears coming down her face, and it's just a tragedy.
An infant, 11 weeks old. All right, Michael, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Gazen.
And I'm Katu Diarte. It was a crime that shocked the small community of Bishop. Beloved high school librarian, 42-year-old Elizabeth Kaufman was found shot to death inside her home back on January 15th.
The primary suspect in the case, 47-year-old Tommy Kaufman, Elizabeth's brother-in-law, had been on the run for the last 4 weeks, but he was caught yesterday. We'll have more on that in just a moment.
Yeah, but first tonight we're hearing from Jack Kaufman, Tommy's brother and Elizabeth's husband. Our Mike Dasilva has that part of the story first at 6 tonight. Mike.
Jack Kaufman says before his brother Tommy was arrested yesterday, anything and everything would wake him up at night, even the sound of the ice maker dumping ice. That's because he didn't know where his fugitive brother was and if he would come back to harm his son and daughter.
Extreme fear that he could come back out here, and I've still got my little girl and I got my little boy, and you know, if he would do that to her, I don't know what he would come back and try to do, because it doesn't make no sense. All of us were. My son was able to sleep. My daughter was able to get a good night's sleep for the first time in forever, and because we know where he's at now.
Jack Kaufman is a former constable in Bishop and served some 14 years in law enforcement in Nueces County. He says he's thankful his brother Tommy was arrested without anyone getting hurt in the process. That was a fear of Jack, says his brother Tommy fled Bishop last month with lots of weapons and ammunition. And as to a possible motive, Jack says it remains a mystery what would cause Tommy to allegedly kill Elizabeth, as he is charged with doing. At this point,
I have no idea. I really don't. Everything was supposed to be going good, and he was supposed to have gotten his benefits, which we later found out he never even applied for, probably wasn't even eligible for. Went out to eat, and then the next morning he did this. And I don't have an explanation, not a reasonable or logical explanation to any of it. And it's been 5 years of lies from him, consistently.
Jack, who is now an industrial mechanic, says he will be going back to work next week, and he and his 2 children are currently in therapy. Jack says until news of his brother's arrest came, he felt like he had a freight train sitting on his shoulders, and it was hard to breathe. He also says everyone's prayers have been what's been holding his family up during this difficult time. Joan Katia.
Jeez,
It's a tough story. All right, Mike, thanks. A story now about a 10-year-old Flower Bluff girl who has just done something pretty special. This 5th grader decided to see if she could beat the world's planking record, and she did. Our Mike Dasilva joins us now and shows us how it all went down.
You okay, Darian? Just concentrate, baby.
This is some of the video that was recorded showing 10-year-old Darian Mansfield of Flower Bluff setting a new world record for planking.
On Thursday, we were having a plank contest. We're celebrating our 29th anniversary in August. So we were having all kinds of fun contests, and a bunch of the girls came down from gymnastics to do the contest.
One of those girls was Darian. Her parents and her gymnastics coach were there to witness Darian's accomplishment.
I was actually working out in the gym, and they came and got me and said, she's about to beat the world record. And I came over and watched it, and everybody was cheering. It was really cool.
That was an amazing feat for her to accomplish. But she's always been a very determined little soul, even from the crib.
I was beside her the whole time. We were all cheering her on and talking to her, and then Mom came over and put her phone in front of her, and she played some Scooby-Doo episodes and stuff like that. It was really cute. I mean, it just showed that she's still a little girl, like she's only 10.
Just breathe. Do you want the next episode? Okay.
Darian says she's never planked that long before, and her record-setting plank was an impromptu thing.
I just decided, once I realized how long I was actually going and that I wasn't hurting a lot, to try to go for the world record.
Were you surprised that you were able to do it that long? Yeah.
I was.
What did it feel like afterwards?
Felt awesome.
Darian says she could have planked for even longer if she wanted to, and next time she will. Mike Dasilva, 3 News.